It's the end of the day with Ray. Hello, my friends, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to jump on the board. We're going to go through Brother's first half FY 2023. The numbers are in. The numbers are fantastic. Brother always delivers consistent operating profit. Well-disciplined company. Congratulations, Brother. But you know, when I was going through Brother's financials to put this presentation together, it just reinforced my thinking that OEMs cannot go into the marketplace and sell services on products they don't make. It's just stupid. They can't do it. And when you look at Konica, Minolta, and Ricoh's operating profit and the fact they can't hardly make any operating profit, it's proven the point when you compare them to what Brother's doing. When you compare them to what these other disciplined OEMs are doing that aren't running around trying to be IT services companies. Ladies and gentlemen, think about it this way. Over the last decade, what has Brother done regarding our space, the print space? They've made fantastic equipment for that Soho marketplace. They've done very, very well in that Soho marketplace, small home and office. And then they decided, hey, we're a manufacturer. We make stuff. They saw that the print in businesses was declining. And they said to themselves, why don't we make a more robust MFP, A4 product line, so we can move up market? We have a great opportunity to replace those overspec'd and oversold A3s that some of these other OEMs are ignoring. And they developed the workhorse. They got these machines that can go into the marketplace. They can move up market and replace a whole lot of overspec'd and oversold A3s. They made the right decision. They're an OEM. They're making something to deliver into a relevant marketplace. Over the last decade plus, what did Konica, Minolta, and Ricoh do? They sure as hell didn't do anything about A4. Oh, we can't do anything about A4 because if we do that, then, we're going to lose a lot of revenue because we got to overspec and oversell. That's how our business model works. So what do they do instead? They get into IT services? Yeah, we're going to go around and buy up a whole bunch of services, different companies. We're going to keep buying up, building all this debt up, and we're going to go into the marketplace and deliver services. It didn't work out really well for either one of them, did it? Konica's been a financial train wreck for going on 4 years now. Ricoh is so inconsistent with operating profit, it's like terrible at operating profit. And here you got folks like Brother understanding what an OEM is supposed to do. They're supposed to make products and deliver those products into the marketplace. Ladies and gentlemen, let's look at the numbers because the numbers don't lie. Top line revenue for Brother all in was $2.6 billion. Had an operating profit of $262.1 million, 9.9%. Call it 10%. Call it great. Congratulations, Brother. We look at the printer business for Brother. Total for the first half is $1.6 billion in revenue. Operating profit $211.2 million, 13%. That's fantastic. Could you imagine if Ricoh or Konica Minolta ever delivered a 13% operating profit for half a year? They can't even comprehend this because they decided to go into the marketplace and sell services on products they don't make. Again, could you imagine if Ricoh and Konica Minolta would have realized, hey, we're OEMs, we make stuff. We need to make print equipment for a relevant marketplace. They made the wrong decision, and their financials are proving it. Brother made the right decision, and their financials are proving it. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to see how much revenue was coming out of Americas and Europe for Brother. For the first half of FY 2023 in Americas, total revenue was $666 million. So you're looking at a $1.3 billion business coming out of Americas. Coming out of Europe, $505.3 million, $1 billion business coming out of Europe. Brother has so much room to grow. There's so many overspec'd and oversold A3 machines. Go after those Konica, Minoltas, and Ricoh. Well, Konica, Minolta, and Ricoh were ignoring the realities of the marketplace to make a product that would be relevant for the marketplace. They decided to get into IT services. Brother decided to get into the right machine for the right marketplace. And they have a great opportunity if they're aggressive enough to go after it. Ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to look at the consolidated financials. Brother's in fantastic shape. They're just a lot like Kyocera, very disciplined, organized company. They got total assets of $5.8 billion, total liabilities of $1.4 billion, total equity of $4.4 billion. They got a 75.86% asset to equity ratio, meaning 24% of their assets are encumbered. That's fantastic. That's a sweet company. And the reason is because they didn't run around and buy up a whole bunch of IT services companies to try to deliver services into the marketplace. Instead, they focused on making products for a relevant marketplace that they're in. They're an OEM, and they're winning. Congratulations. I wanted to share this with you, and this is an interesting, this is something Ricoh has to pay attention to. I was going to compare Konica Minolta too, but Konica Minolta's funny. They're just a mess at this point. Until they clean that thing up a little bit, I don't even want to mess with them. But I wanted to compare Brother and Ricoh, and I wanted to compare cost of sales. So you got revenue and cost of sales, you come up with gross profit. And ladies and gentlemen, over at Ricoh, their gross profit is 35%. 64.4% is their cost of sales. It's outrageous. It's way too high. Their gross profit should be 60%. Their cost of sales should be 35 or 40%. Ricoh's in the services business. I shared with you on their financials how 44% of their revenue inside that marketplace where they sell MFPs and IT services and all that stuff to their end users. Ladies and gentlemen, 44% of that revenue is services. What happens when that's 60 or 70% revenue? They can't live with a 35% gross profit. It'll kill them, put them out of business. They'll end up on the same path as Konica Minolta. When you look at Brother, they got a 45% gross profit. And at the end of the day, that's a great gross profit for Brother. I'm going to rifle focus and drill down into the gross profit for just their printer business. Going through these financials, all these OEMs, they make it pretty complicated. But I'm guessing that that's a pretty discipline throughout Brother. And when I think about them in the print business, they're not out there selling services. They're selling a product. They have no infrastructure costs. They're not doing any of this direct. They sell through distribution. And so at the end of the day, a 45% gross profit is fantastic. Plus, if you think about the printer business, they're selling low volume machines because the market's changing because people don't print as much today as they did yesterday. So naturally, their gross profit's not going to be off the charts. But when you're Ricoh and you want to be the services company, you better get that gross profit up to 60% or you're just not going to make it. It's going to be a disaster. You are going to end up looking like your friends over there at Konica Minolta. Ladies and gentlemen, Brother has the equipment. They got the workhorse product line. They can go into the marketplace and they can replace these oversold and overspec'd A3 machines. They're an OEM with discipline. They're an OEM that understands that you're not going to make it in today's world, this ever-changing world we live in, if you're saddled with a bunch of massive debt, if you're basing your aspirations on hopes and dreams. Brother's an OEM. They make stuff, and they make stuff for the market they're in with relevance. And if OEMs do that, they can look just as good as Brother. If they decide to run down the road and deliver services on products they don't make, well, they're going to look like Konica Minolta and Ricoh. The OEMs have to decide, but everybody watching me knows this. Status quo is the killer of all that'll be invented. Don't get stuck in status quo, and I'll see you all tomorrow.